Hi, my name is Lizzy and I am a work-study student with the Washington Initiative for Supported Employment. I've been with WISE now for the past 3 years, and it's been an awesome experience. I've definitely grown in my leadership abilities and just in my skills in working with people with developmental disabilities. From 3 years ago, I didn't really know what I was doing, and now it's amazing. I have full confidence just to go out to a work site with a student, just set them up, and I know the work we do here is awesome because, there's some students that I've worked with now that are working at their own jobs. They don't really need a job coach anymore because we helped them set up those skills, and now they're just doing their own thing, collecting their paycheck and having a good time with it. The student that I work with at a clinic at the University of Washington has a system where he creates a file for each new client at this clinic that he works at, and then he has to file them in a very, very specific order, and we've been able to somewhat replicate that here in the classroom so that we can build on that skill to work at his actual job site. So we've seen some improvement there, which is really cool. And so we've had some really great employers. We've had kids in the past be at the Talking Book and Braille Library, which is really cool. They can do filing there. We've seen students do shipping. We have students employed at the YMCA where they've helped work in the laundry room and help with cleaning. We have students that work at Ronald McDonald House, students that have worked at Treehouse, which is a really cool organization for foster kids, Children's Hospital, University of Washington Hospital. We've had some really, really great employers that we have partnerships with that we continue to bring students to. What's really cool about this program is since this is now my 3rd year being in the program, we're all pretty much like a family, and so we all know each other really well, and we know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and so everyone kind of has their own part that they play in the classroom. Obviously, Candy she's the lead teacher, but then she really trusts her staff, and so she gives us a lot of independence in doing our own parts, but then she'll also she'll check in, like if I'm prompting a student and it's not really working out, she'll say, hey, maybe try prompting them this way. And different students, you need to talk to them in different ways. Some students you really need to be very soft and gentle when you're talking to them, and some students you need to give very, very specific prompts. And a lot of these kids she's been working with for years, and some of them all the way through elementary school, and so she knows the kids really well, and she knows what works well with some of them and what doesn't, and so she's able to share that knowledge with us so that we can see more progress with the students.
What are you thinking about your career after this experience?
Well, when I started working with WISE, I kind of had an inkling that I wanted to work with people with developmental disabilities. I had no idea what I wanted to do yet. I just knew that kind of felt like that was where I was being called. Now, 3 years into it, this past winter, I was a legislative intern with the Washington State Developmental Disabilities Council, and that really just lit a fire within me for political advocacy. Being in Olympia and working with legislators, working behind the scenes, sometimes getting called into meetings 5 minutes before they were going to happen to talk to a legislator about this bill that was just being proposed was really, really exciting for me. Because as a job coach, it's sometimes frustrating to have to deal with budgets coming from the top down, and when you're just a job coach, there's not really a whole lot you can do about budgets, but to be at the other end and really be the one talking to the legislators and saying, hey, this is what we really need, is such an amazing experience because you're a human face to the legislators. You're someone that's actually involved in the process, and so I've decided now that I want to go on to law school and study disability law so that I can better help people with developmental disabilities and become a political advocate and kind of be that voice for the people that really need to have that representation that aren't getting it right now. And it's just, yeah, I never thought that I'd be going on to law school after this, but now I'm contemplating it, so it's pretty cool.
Great, thank you.